it is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a Roll Tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys for being here. It is NFL Draft Day. Starting tonight at 7 p.m., you got the NFL Draft. As news happens, we'll keep you posted right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'm so curious to see where these guys end up in the NFL Draft. We're also going to talk about Alabama's newest commitment, Jack Sammarco, out of West Virginia. And I have some slides to kind of demonstrate what he brings to the table and how I think Alabama will utilize him in 2025. Because I know there was a lot of questions after looking at the comment box. I literally posted an update, and then he committed like 10 minutes later. So Alabama, with its first addition from the transfer portal. It's also someone's birthday today. Someone turning 18. These kids are growing up on us. All that and more today on Bama Football on YouTube. All right. This is the hoodie that you've been waiting for. I know we've gotten a lot of feedback. You know, I'm not going to lie. The military type hoodies, they're fire. All right. I like them. This shirt is my favorite shirt to wear. And I don't have a lot of green like in my wardrobe. But I love this shirt, and I love the military. I don't know. The coaches are even wearing the military with the black. So it's always Military Appreciation Day. Camo is certainly in. You saw Ty Simpson is completely covered in camo with even the Crocs on. So how to jump into the raffle is $10 to enter Venmo Bama _YouTube. Cash App Bama YouTube. We already have Alex Wilder, Army 3275, Chad Kennedy, Southern Red, Chad Lee. You're already locked in, and 3 entries for this one. You get 3 entries max. This is a good one. And Chad Kennedy, I sent you an email back because you won. I sent out one of your shirt yesterday and your hoodie, but I need you to get back to me. For some info on that email. So check it and get back to me. After the show is cool. All right, so here's a hoodie. I'll mention it a couple times during the show, so I'll bring it up. But this is what we got today, and I think it's straight fire. All right, let me do some shout-outs real quick, and let's see who's up in the house. Of course, you know, Herman's in here, and Alyssa, of course. Marcus will get you to roll over with the Super Chat. Yeah, and Super Chats will get you in there as well. So, Marcus Cottrell, I got you. Good morning to Jay Boogie. What's up, man? Good to see you up in the house. Chad Kennedy, good morning, bro. Jay Boogie. Kimberly, good morning to you. I appreciate you. Chris from New Jersey, my boy. What's up, Max Tooney? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Southern Red, what's up? I see you. I got you locked in for the hoodie as well. Army 3275, you as well. I got you in. Anita, good morning to you. Let's see who else is up in here. Larry Large. Yes. I love when Larry Large is here. Cookie all day. Yes. Buenos dias. Oh, man. I hope you're off to a good start as well. All right. Rocket Sound. I got you, bro. Rocket Town up in the house as well. All right. Let's see. Michael Bridges. What's up, man? I see you in there. Robert Bradley, what's up, bro? Ricky the second. Oh, man. Mike is coming to us from Pensacola. I went to Pensacola one time. A really cool spot. Keelin, good morning to you. Bullside Prod, what's up, man? I guess it looks like that's the tight end that Alabama's going with. Because I know that we originally, like, kind of the news was they would take Brody Dalton, or at least things were getting hot with him there. He was a transfer from Troy, but I don't know. The more that I go over with Jack Sammarco, I really like what I see, and that's what I'll lead off with this morning, talking about how I feel Alabama could utilize him in a 12 personnel. When we say 12 personnel, that's using 2 tight ends. So Kevin Cook, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Tommy Tidwell, good morning. Heavy Palms, what's up, man? Coming to us from Gunnersville. Oh, man, Lake Gunnersville. Yo, Heavy. that Goose Pond golf course up there, I'd never been to Lake Guntersville. I had no idea what to expect. I played it a couple years ago. So I drove up there. Yo, look, I am from New Mexico. Yes, I've lived here for 9 years. But I'd never seen a lake that size before. It was so beautiful. And I played Goose Pond, which is a beautiful course too. Really, really enjoyed it. Seth, what's up, man? Coming to us from the Big Apple? That's what's up, man. All right, Josh Miller got you in, bro. First player in 0 out so far. Isn't that wild, Jarvis? And what's good, man? Good morning to you, Jarvis. Kareem Abdul, man, what's up? You know, I don't think just because they took one tight end, I don't think that means they're done. Jimmy, you know that, dude. So the way that the hoodies work too is I'm only going to raffle hoodies on here that I would wear. Like, so all the gear that you see on here is gear that I may sometime get in the future, or that hoodies that is just kind of like my style. And I would certainly rock this one. And if you're wondering like about the hoodies, so how it works is I do the raffles and I use a portion of the proceeds clearly to pay for it and to ship it to you. There's always a shipping charge. I use some of it for my personal business expenses, right? And then with the additional that I have left over, I take that to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen, which I'm doing tomorrow. So I already talked to the director. And I informed her that I'll be dropping off a check tomorrow. So I'll take a picture and I'll post that maybe like on Saturday, or you'll see it on my social feeds. And if you want to follow me, just, you know, my casual life, Mr. Henderson on Instagram. But of course, like all the news and everything comes here. All right. So good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, and I got to tell you too. I started out, I usually say it on the end of my show, but I have a men's devotional channel that I started. I'm trying to tighten up in the spiritual aspect of my life. So if you want to join that journey, you know, jump on in. All right, John, what's up, man? Got you in for the super chat as well. John Shannon. So check out the men's devotional. It's a daily deal where I go over life, and it's been good. It's been really good. All right. So here we go. The show starts now. And happy birthday. And I'll come back on the hoodie and we'll let it build up. And then we'll do it at the end of the show. Happy birthday, Keelin Russell. He's turning 18. Is it me, or does Alabama have like the most talented 17-year-olds in like the world? Right? So Keelin Russell turns 18 today. So go ahead and post a cake emoji inside the comment box. That's amazing. And you know what? Austin Mack is only 18 years old and Ty Simpson is 22. So you have that experience in the room, and then you have two guys who are certainly much younger. I mean, 17, 18 years, now two 18-year-olds, right? So happy birthday to this young man. And you look at all the guys, and one of the things, as we'll move kind of towards our NFL draft talk here in just a little while, I definitely have seen kind of character issues with some of the top quarterbacks that have been mentioned that will be taken tonight. But you really haven't. You look at each of the guys and all the quarterbacks for the past, 9 seasons. Man, we've had zero character issues at the quarterback room. Right? Am I, seriously? Was there one quarterback that was kind of a turd that we've had in the last 9 years? And I say 9 years because that's how long I covered the team for. All the quarterbacks to me have been super quality. And I say that because when your quarterback is quality, that's your leader, and that resonates to everybody else. Very mature player right here. I think, as Ryan Grubb has said, he's got a really wide vision, and he's very comparable to Michael Penix Jr., which I thought, was such a wonderful compliment, because Michael Penix Jr., I have no idea what the Atlanta Falcons were doing, why they kept Kirk Cousins, and I know he's probably getting out of there, but Michael Penix Jr., I thought, facilitated Ryan Grubb's offense perfectly, right? And I see all those emojis inside the comment box. And follow these guys on social media as well. I would imagine it helps kind of their NIL or all that sort of stuff. But when you get compared to somebody like Michael Penix Jr., and I know one's left-handed and one's right-handed, but I think that tells you a lot about the foreseeable future and how they plan to use someone like Keelin Russell. Now, I have seen inside the comment box, and I think this is hilarious because I'm into this too. Like on NCAA football, when you play the game, right, your video game, you design like the players' helmets, so in their face masks. So a lot of people, I know it's crazy, but a lot of people have not liked Keelin Russell's helmet and face mask design, which I it's like a thing because I go through all the comments, and that's one of the things that they talk about. They're like, yo, we like his game, but we don't like his face mask. So I don't know. But happy birthday to him, and he had a really good spring. And I think what I'll do probably next week or the week after is I think I'm going to start ranking the players either by their class. I'll come up with some sort of ranking system, but I was thinking about this class of 2025, and that's why you're not seeing a lot of transfers come in as well, because Coach Kalen DeBoer had such a successful recruiting class. And there's one thing with getting top-ranked players, but then there's another thing with getting players that are actually worth their value of these rankings. And we could go down the list. There's probably, like 12, 15 guys, and I'm not just gassing it up, that really contributed this spring and really got a big opportunity to kind of showcase their overall talent, right? Jimmy asked inside the comment box, what's up, Jimmy? And Jimmy says, Kyle, are you watching the NFL draft tonight? And what round do you think Milro will get picked? Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm going to talk about the NFL draft here in a minute. But, yeah, definitely we'll be watching tonight. There's big storylines. And if you're a 49er fan like me, the 49ers have like 13 draft picks or something like that. We need a whole new team. But happy birthday to this young man who absolutely displayed a lot of positivity and really took some steps forward, which we knew he would. Added some weight. That was kind of one of the storylines. Of course, these guys are going to add weight when they get here. But I think in terms of him distributing the football, I think he's right where we need him to be. And Michael Bridges got you in for the hoodie. Just got it, bro. Thank you so much. All right, so Jack Sammarco has committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm sure you saw this. This would happen Wednesday in the afternoon. Let's break it down a little bit. He's 6'5", 238 pounds, bigger tight end. And clearly the Alabama Crimson Tide, they were in the market for a tight end. Maybe they bring in 2 tight ends. I don't know. I can't see Alabama having 7 tight ends. I'll talk about that right now. But he's a tight end. And kind of the more that you dig into it, right, he has reliable hands, big target. He played in 13 games last year for West Virginia. One of the things that they emphasize, too, is that he's a red zone target. I'm not going to lie. I think when you look to Alabama's red zone offense, I would like to see them have a reliable target outside of the wide receivers and maybe utilize a tight end with a play action, something like that. I thought C.J. Dupree, he did, pretty good job. And they didn't often go to Robbie Oots. But, yeah, a lot of people mentioning that he's bigger than 238. Good to know. I appreciate you. Jason saying he's 250. Someone said he's 260. Look, and where I'm going to go with this, too, is I think he's the inline tight end. And I have some graphics coming up that'll kind of display where I think he's going to be utilized within Ryan Grubb's offense. But I wouldn't be mad about having a reliable pass catcher within the red zone. Somebody that is sure-handed, that's bigger. If you guys want, 260 pounds. I mean, Robbie Oots played at 275 pounds last year. And they didn't go to him often. Not to say that he didn't have good hands. But I think that, having an inline tight end will work really well. And a reliable tight end number 2. So Max is saying inside the comment box 260. So I'll update the graphic for tomorrow's show. He's not an overall burner, kind of a fall forward type guy. What I mean by that, catch it, tuck it, fall forward. He's an old school tight end that likes to do the blocking and the dirty work, right? Quarterback safety net, we love that. Complete player. And I heard that he has a really high football IQ, so he's kind of always in the right spot. So then I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, what I need to showcase to the viewers is like, how could Alabama theoretically use him if they go 12 personnel, and that's using 2 tight ends, okay? Because I think it's confusing. You think tight end, you'll be like, okay, they're only going to have 1 tight end, which is Josh Cuevas. Does this guy replace Josh Cuevas, or how is it going to work? No. Like in a 12 personnel situation, you have 2 tight ends, and one is kind of your pass catcher, and one is kind of like an H-back blocking type back utilized inside the red zone. But here's your tight end room real quick before I display those graphics. And you have Jack Sammarco coming in. And how I listed these players, it is no particular order. It's not like a depth chart thing or anything like that. But you have Jack Sammarco. Danny Lewis, this is an interesting one because I felt like Danny Lewis was going to be that guy that maybe they wanted Jack Sammarco to be. And I don't, really haven't heard a lot from Danny Lewis. I mean, Danny Lewis is another guy that's like 260 pounds, right? You have Josh Cuevas, who I think we all understand is going to be kind of the lead pass catcher of the room at the tight end position. We saw a little bit of him last year. I love that touchdown that he caught against Wisconsin. We talk about the play for against Mercer. What's up, Jeff? Good morning to you. I appreciate you being here, bro. You have Jay Lindsey, who is really the only healthy tight end this spring. Caleb Edwards yet to get here. He'll get here in the summertime. And then Marshall Pritchett, who was a little bit banged up with 2 different injuries. Okay. So here's a graphic that I think will showcase how they plan to use these tight ends. All right, so this is against LSU this last season. As you can see, you have quarterback 1, and you have a running back in the backfield, and you have 2 wide receivers split out, right? So Josh Cuevas is on the line, and then you have Robbie Oots, who is behind him in this H-back formation. Now, in this particular play, you have Robbie Oots, who they use as an extra kind of lineman, if you will. I mean, this is a big dude, right? So you get him at 275 pounds. And on this particular play, you had Josh Cuevas and Robbie Oots each pulling to this side, and then Milro handed it off to Jam Miller right up the tackle. So really, you were running behind Tyler Booker, Caden Proctor, Robbie Oots, and Josh Cuevas. You see what I'm saying? Like, all moving this direction. So kind of getting back to how they plan to use somebody who's 260 pounds, 265 pounds in Jack DeMarco will be this particular tight end right here. Kind of the Robbie Oots, guy that's going to play in that H-back formation. Here's another graphic to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about, as well as kind of the tight ends, if they're an H-back blocker or if they're a pass-catching tight end. So I'll go full screen on this. And in this particular set, you have a red zone situations, kind of a heavy package, if you will. How great would it be to see Daniel Hill lined up at the running back position in this situation? Here they have Justice Haynes, number 22. But you see what I'm saying? You have Jack Sammarco, Danny Lewis, Jay Lindsey. Those are the tight ends that I figure would be like H backs, right? Big, heavy type backs. And I have no idea who's going to be the starter, Sammarco or Danny Lewis, but I would imagine each of those tight ends fits that bill along with Jay Lindsey, who's a bigger tight back. And then on the right, your tight end who's more of a pass catcher would be Josh Cuevas, Caleb Edwards, and Marshall Pritchett. And again, I think the only particular starter that we know is Josh Cuevas. The other, who knows about these other positions. Antoine, what's up, man? Good morning to you, bro. I appreciate you. Daniel Adams asked, how old was Austin when he went to Washington? I guess he was like 17, maybe 16? I mean, because if he's 18 now, right, do the math. Okay, so now that we know the tight end room, let me ask you this. Inside the comment box for some feedback back and forth. Get inside the comment box in 3, 2, 1. Do you feel better about the tight end room now that you added a back like Jack Sammarco? Yes or no? Because I feel coming out of spring football, that was one of the areas, and I think how we graded them was maybe like a 6.5, maybe a 7. I don't know if it was a 7. There's not a lot of overwhelming production in this room. I think we know that there could be a good ceiling for these guys. Like, we're really excited about Marshall Pritchett and Caleb Edwards, but like, See, a lot of people still are kind of like uneasy about the room. Official CJ Jackson saying yes. Anita saying yes. Old Rock guy saying yes. But you have Alex saying no and Sam saying no. And I think, I think one of the reasons, if you want to play devil's advocate, why you might not feel better about the room is because you don't have like a really dynamic pass catcher in the room. Like Jack Sammarco and Danny Lewis, I think will be fine for the position that they're used for. And look, I'm not throwing any shade on Josh Cuevas at all. And I think he's capable to be the guy. But if you had a real game breaker at that tight end position, then people would probably be really excited for it. But I think, look, Josh Cuevas is good. I think he will be utilized 100%. And he just didn't have a lot of volume last year. But I think Josh Cuevas is way above mid. I think he's way above average. I think he's good. Now, is he great, elite? We haven't seen it. How high is his ceiling? I don't know. But Josh Cuevas is good. And then the young guns over here, Jay Lindsey really hasn't had opportunities. Caleb Edwards not here yet. And Marshall Pritchett, I'm super excited about him, to be honest. He's just been a little bit banged up. See, and It's Me Marvin, that's the thing. Over here at Alabama, ever since OJ left, who's the best tight end since O.J. Howard here at Alabama? It's something that I frequently ask. Is it honestly, I haven't covered, because I didn't cover O.J. O.J. was like a year or two before I got here. But ever since O.J. left, let's be honest, has there been really a dynamic tight end here at Alabama? Seriously. How would you rank the tight ends over the last, if you can think this far? Hey, Mindy, what's up? Good morning to you. How would you rank, what are tight ends that stand out over the last, 5-6 seasons? Who was like a nightmare matchup? I'll tell you two that just pop off my mind. Irv Smith. There you go. See, Herman is saying Irv Smith. And I thought Billingsley, I waited for Billingsley like Linus waited for the Great Pumpkin. And nothing ever happened. Irv Smith and you know who was pretty good, and I liked him for who he was, and he did okay. Maybe Miller Forrestall, but you see what I'm saying? None of those guys were like elite. Irv Smith was really good, but he wasn't an elite playmaker, like take over the game. I agree. Billingsley was a gigantic disappointment, unfortunately. Look, Amari Niblack, we are excited about him. He was supposed to be like the guy. Nothing. Caleb Odom, right? He came over as a tight end. He wanted to play wide receiver and he left. I'll tell you what, if I'm going to die on this hill. If Caleb Odom would have stayed here and added like 15 pounds and just stayed the craft, he would have been tight end number 1 here. And he would have been an absolute game breaker tight end for Alabama's room. Except he just wanted to be a wide receiver. He should have stayed at tight end, and he would have made himself a lot of money in the future, because that's kind of the tight end that gets fed, is somebody with his specific skill set. But he wanted to be a wide receiver. He should have stayed. Brandon Wood, what's up, man? Kyle, did you see in the NFL Scout said about Alabama skill players? Yeah, I think we touched on this yesterday, and what Brandon is talking about is basically, and I think we all kind of put this together as well, was if Milroe had stayed, that all the skill position players, like literally every single one would bounce. Ooh, this is a good one right here, Cam Latu. So the thing about Cam Latu came here as an outside linebacker, now like that wolf position. He was super athletic, and then they moved him to tight end. Shoot, you know what? Cam Latu caught 8 touchdowns here, which I think is the record. But Cam Latu, for as good as he wasn't great, and he wasn't elite. And in fact, one of his years was better than his final year, and then the 49ers drafted him, and I think they cut him. He was a good athlete, but I would probably say Irv Smith, Irv Smith, I guess Cam Latu. Miller Forrestall was pretty good. Remember, he got his trachea knocked out? Yeah, but I kind of forgot about Cam Latu as well. Good addition, undefeated. Yeah, I guess Irv Smith, Cam Latu, Miller Forrestall. Who else? I'm trying to think of other tight ends. Oh, C.J. Dupree was good. I mean, and I'm not listing like I love Robbie Oots, right? But like he didn't have a lot of production or value. Like they didn't give him a lot of opportunities. That's what I mean with that. C.J. Dupree is pretty good. C.J. Dupree might be better than Forrestal. So maybe we go Irv Smith, Cam Latu, and then we go Dupree, and then we go Miller, I guess. You see what I'm saying? It's not a crazy, crazy tight end room. Anyways. Yeah, Amari Niblack now at Texas A&M. All right, so that's your tight end room. And good addition for the Alabama Crimson Tide yesterday. And now I don't know if Alabama is done with Brody Dalton. It sounds like since he's going to North Carolina today, it seems they might be more in the market for somebody like him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at North Carolina. Javion, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. All right, this is the hoodie. For those of you just joining us, this is our hoodie that we're raffling today. A lot of people in this raffle, so get in. It's $10 to enter. You get 3 raffle chances for this military. This is absolutely fire. This is one of our best ones that we've had. All right, so to jump in the raffle, Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. Southern Red is asking about what position does Duke Johnson play? He plays inside linebacker. And look, he had a really good spring as well. So you had Daryl Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, and Abdul Sanders. Each of those guys are freshman linebackers, and they had a lot of opportunities this spring because your veterans, were out. Deontay Lawson out, Justin Jefferson limited, Nakai Hill-Green just got here, QB Reese, second-year player. He was productive. So was Caden Jones. And then you have these 3 freshmen. They're good. Really good linebackers. Duke Mayo Johnson. Yo, the guy, he's talented, man. You could play him. Super, super athletic kid. 100%. All right, and to jump into the raffle, Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama, YouTube, $10. $10 is the entry fee. Super Chat will also work inside the comment box. Yes, Ruben. All right, tonight, this is the best thing, okay? While it's probably going to take a little bit of time. Yo, Antoine, you're right, man. You got mayo and mustard, bro. Daryl Mayo, yeah. And Dejon Lee, that's what's up. Okay, so tonight, it's going to take a little bit of time for an Alabama player to get drafted, all right? So how are we going to stay entertained? Well, Coach Saban's got you covered. Coach Saban, for a second consecutive year, is covering the NFL draft. And last year, as a draft analyst, he blew the roof off. I have never seen somebody more polished, well-spoken, and just kind of a master at his craft covering the draft than Coach Saban. Coach Saban's good at every single thing, right? Some people have it, some people don't. Coach Saban obviously prepared, but he's been recruiting a lot of these guys and talking with their families and watching tape on most of them for, the last forever. So him talking about the NFL draft was probably the best thing about the draft last year, right? And come on, like you can say an analyst, you're like, yeah, okay, we get it, blah, blah. But when Saban's saying it, like he has the hardware, the rings to prove it, right? So Coach Saban tonight, all eyes on him as we go to the NFL draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin, right? And yes, everybody misses Coach Saban, but he's thriving. What the crazy thing about Coach Saban is he has reversed aging, right? Like he's reversed age. Like look, I think that last season took a tremendous amount out of him. I really do. Yeah, and Ruben, Super Chats will work as well for the raffle. I think that last season he took on a lot and he had to step back and kind of reevaluate what he wants to do, in this next chapter of his life. And I mean, you saw the success that he's had with Mercedes. You see the success that he's had within the NFL draft, and then he did a hell of a job on College Game Day. So here's the draft order for tonight. You got the Titans, you got the Browns, the Giants, Patriots, Jags, Raiders, Jets, and Panthers. Those are your first draft picks out the gates, okay? What is it going to look like in terms of, who's going to go where? Well, here's a NFL mock draft just to kind of showcase you what people are talking about in the first initial picks. A lot of people talking about Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami, right? Going to the Titans, okay? Hey, Ruben, I got you twice, bro. Thanks for joining the raffle, bro. And then followed that, you have Shedeur Sanders. A lot of, you know what? I don't know where Shedeur is going to go. People are saying that he didn't interview that well. There's been, some talk about character issues. I've never met the guy. I have no idea. I saw what he did on the field, and I liked him as a quarterback. So some people talking Browns, Abdul Carter, Penn State. There's a lot of Penn State's going to send some guys. Travis Hunter, right, teammate of Shedeur. I mean, and just the ability that he has on each side of the football, right? I mean, the guy was playing in over what, like 300 snaps a game or something crazy like that. Mason Graham out of Michigan. The running back out of Boise State, right, Genty. So these are kind of like the nucleus of who we think is going to go in the early first-round picks. Let me ask you real quick, because I don't think I've ever asked you this. You guys know that I'm a 49ers fan. Who's your NFL team? Post your NFL team real quick inside the comment. I just want to get a taste of this. Who's your NFL team inside the comment box? I told you the Niners are drafting, for the next 3 days. They have tons of picks. The team is sliced up. But who is your team in the NFL? All right, I want to see this. Let me see what you guys have. All right. Herman the Cowboys? Oh, my goodness. Army 32, the Saints? Oh, Saints fans go hard. All right, Ravens, Cowboys. Daniel Adams, I knew you're a Niners fan. Joe Kroom saying we're all over the place. Case, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Oh, my goodness, Kareem. The Dallas Cowboys? No. Nietzsche gonna fix it. Is that the Eagles? Raider Nation, Javion. Ooh. See, we're all over the place. Baltimore. Man, Baltimore, look, Kimberly. Baltimore getting Derrick Henry last year. I knew that was going to be crazy. I knew that he was going to crush. Like, are you kidding me? Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the same backfield? Stop. Yo, and Chad Kennedy, your Lions. This is the next wave right here. Yo, what's happening in Detroit? Man, that is a really good football team. Really good team. And look, Gibbs, and I know they had two running backs who are very capable, but Gibbs is, it looks like he's the fastest running back in the NFL. Oh, Lloyd, what's up, man? You got a Raiders fan up in here? All right, Bridges in as well. I got you 2 times, Bridges. Oh, Paul, yeah, we haven't had a lot of Dolphin fans. Okay. I see you guys. So here's a mock draft of who, teams can, potentially pick. And here's kind of the whole board. And like I said, it doesn't seem like there's going to be some early round picks for Alabama, which is rare to us, to be honest. I mean, we're so accustomed to seeing, picks within the first 15, picks. This won't be the case. So watch it, hang out, watch Coach Saban, and it looks like Alabama's kind of be on this back end. This is from PFF. So they got Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. Kind of have to go all the way to, I think it's the 3rd column, where they have Tyler Booker going 25. And I've seen Tyler Booker kind of from that 25 even into the 2nd round. And as you can see at the bottom of your screen on the right, you got Jahad Campbell going to the Eagles, which would be so unfair. They would be so unfair if the Eagles get Jahad Campbell. I would be, the Eagles do, oh my goodness. Case with the 100 spot. Yo, Case, man. All right, Case, we got you in 3 times for the hoodie. and you got some rollover too. Oh man, holy smokes, Case coming hot on Thursday, man. That's what's up. Yo, we haven't had a big 100 spot. I'm like a little, whoa, in a while, man. That's what's up. But as I was saying, it would be so unfair if Jahad Campbell, I'm telling you, okay, I think the sleeper, yo, I got Ruben in. I got Ruben in as well. I think the sleeper is Jahad Campbell for Alabama. Look, I love me some Tyler Booker. I just think that, Jahad Campbell going to do his thing. All right, so let me get to this real quick. I'll go back to the hoodie in just a second. But I had a question for you. Hey, it's me, Marvin. Thanks, bro. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. So right now, I love some feedback. Okay? Do you feel like, let me phrase it like this. Would you want your team to draft Jalen Milroe? Be honest. Would you want your team to draft Jalen Milroe? Yes or no? Just simple yes or no. You don't have to go into it. Would you want your team to draft Jalen Milroe? Yes or no? Case wants Milroe to the Bucks. All right, let's see the feedback. Okay. Sam saying yes. Anita saying no. Look, it's a tough question. I'm serious. It's a tough question because, look, you could get him as your team and him not being a starter. You see what I'm saying? So you could have time for him to develop. And I think that's the biggest thing with Jalen Milroe is what is he going to be when he fully develops as a quarterback that can, hopefully improve on a couple of things that we all have questions about, right? And those things are pocket awareness, decision-making ability, right? Consistency. I mean, I think clearly, right, like, what is his ceiling? Could he be as good as a Lamar Jackson? Hey, Dan, I got you in 2 times. And then let's see, Jason in with Jason Walker in as well. Appreciate you, Jason. Look, the 49ers have 2 quarterbacks in Brock Purdy and now Mac Jones. So for me specifically, no. But I'll tell you what, in the NFL, the backup quarterbacks, I think Mac Jones will be good if he had to step in for Brock. And every single player for the 49ers always gets injured. So, Mac Jones is going to play at some point in time. But the backup quarterbacks in the NFL are not that good. And from what it sounds like, a lot of people talking about Jalen Milroe going to the Steelers. And can you imagine Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Milroe together? What an odd combination that would be, right? Look, I love Aaron Rodgers as a competitor. He's pretty out there. He's kind of out there. But maybe the Steelers make sense. I don't know. There's some people that still have Jalen Milroe in the first round. But when you look to Milroe, the thing that is so attractive is that he's so physically gifted. There's no one faster than him, right? I mean, can he throw the football? Hell yeah, you can throw the football. Hell yeah. And for a time, it wasn't this past season so much. It was the season before, but his downfield accuracy was superb. Superb. Now, for whatever reason, he started trending the opposite way. But there was times, and this is fact, where his Pro Football Focus grade and his overall grade and what we saw with our own eyeballs, down the field over like 35 yards, the grades were like unbelievable. And I think, look, this is the overall grade chart for quarterbacks right now. This is on ESPN. So they have Jalen as number 5, right? Cam, Shador, Jackson Dart. That's an interesting one. I'm surprised that Quinn is down here. Jackson Dart, huh? He really improved kind of after the season. I wasn't too sold on Jackson Dart. That's not just, cover Alabama. I wasn't that impressed with him. Quinn was good, and Will just had some great targets to work with. So I don't know. It's not an overwhelming quarterback class. There's not. I mean, Cam Ward, the guy in late game situations was money, right? Shador Sanders, I mean, what he did too was impressive. But all these quarterbacks, I'm not like, wow. And that was the big question, is would you want Milroe drafted to your team? Got a lot of feedback, kind of yes and no. It would kind of split, to be honest. You also have, and there's several guys that could go, in rounds 3, 4, 5. Watch for Malachi Moore. Watch for Q Rob. A couple, C.J. Dupree. A couple of these other guys, Graham Nicholson, Robbie Oots, right? I'm not sure where those guys will end up, but other guys we're kind of watching outside of rounds 1 and 2. But look, Jahar Campbell, would you agree with me on this? Don't you feel that Jahar Campbell, and this happened the same thing with Dallas Turner. Let me ask you this. Would you want Jahar Campbell on your team? Yes or no? Would you want your team to draft Jahar Campbell? I would say hell yes. Like 100%. The Niners need a lot of defensive pieces, but I think Jahar Campbell, I have him as, I always had him as like a top 15 pick. That's why I was so surprised that Dallas Turner slid so far in the NFL draft last year, going to the Vikings. But yes or no, would you want Jahar to your team? I would say hell yeah. Like, see, 100%. I'm surprised to see him kind of sliding in the draft. I don't understand. I haven't read too much why. He had what? His combine numbers were freakish. Oh, my goodness. Jason, don't say that. Jason just said that he's destined to be a Raven. If the Baltimore Ravens, who already have a phenomenal defense, get Jahar, or like the Eagles, I don't want him going anywhere where he has to deal with the Niners have to deal with him. No, the Ravens. Don't go to the Ravens. It's his shoulder? Is that? I haven't seen. There must be something up with his shoulder. I'm not worried about it. He's a monster, man. And then Tyler Booker. I think the thing that we saw with Tyler Booker is he was such a great ambassador for the University of Alabama. Still is. He was kind of like the true definition of what somebody is like as a leader at the University of Alabama. And look, this guy did so many interviews last year, and last year was a difficult year to do interviews, right? Especially as like a spokesman. This guy never wavered. He never got sad. He kept his composure. Very high IQ, super articulate. So, of course, I'm not even going to ask if you would want Tyler Booker to your team because 100% yes. There's no downside to having Tyler Booker on your team in the NFL. I think, and I know we're just talking about Milroe, Jahar Campbell, and Tyler Booker right now, but none of those guys are going to be issues for the locker room. All those guys are going to be positive additions to any organization. 100%. Stand by that. No character flaws. Really, in all these guys that you see from Alabama, and I think that's something that you can still hang your hat on, right? All right. We'll do the pinwheel in just a minute. I'm going to give a few minutes. If you have some questions or some comments while we get, a couple more raffles in. So to get the raffle for this particular hoodie, it's $10. Bama _YouTube Cash App. Have a few spots, but we got it well enough to do the pinwheel today. And we'll, maybe we bring this one back another time because this looks like a popular hoodie. But as I said before, these are all the hoodies that I would rock. Portion of it goes back to buy the actual gear and ship it out to you. Portion goes to me from a business cost. And then a portion of it goes, this Friday is going to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. So I'll post a photo of that tomorrow. So it's something that I always wanted to do too, is because I do serve, but I want to do a little bit more. So what she said was the lady at Susan at the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen is going to tell me how many meals that we provided for tomorrow. And I think I'll do this maybe every quarter. So this first check won't be as big, but I think going forward, we'll just kind of stack on. That's kind of my goal. And this does not come with matching Crocs. But look, I'll drop the link in the next show, because you can get this hoodie, you can get the pants, and I think you can get the hat as like a combo deal. And as you saw, like Ty Simpson was draped in camo. Okay. So we got everybody locked in for the hoodie. Let's see what Brown has to say. If your first thoughts on Milro having nothing to do with the quarterback mechanics and only athleticism, most won't invest. If they don't, they'll do it later. I appreciate it. Larry Large, what's up, man? Yeah, because I'm sure you guys want transparency, right? Because it's just going to, jump in the raffle. And what I found out about doing raffles is I've never done this before, but the shipping cost sucks. All right. No, 850, you're still in, man. We're still open for the raffle. We're going to do it in the next few minutes. Let me see if I can quickly find, if you guys just want to buy this hoodie, let me see if I could just find it real quick and drop the link. Give me 1 second. I'm on the other side. Yeah, as soon as I saw this, I was like, ooh, that's fire. Is this it? I think this might be it. All right, I'm going to drop it right now inside the comment box, the link to buy this. I think that link that I just dropped in, hey, in Keeltack, we'll put you in as well, bro. Because 10 fan funderships, that adds up, man. So thank you so much. We'll put you in Keeltack. Keeltack 9. Thanks, bro. And you just helped others become fan funders as well. So thank you so much. Give Keeltack a thank you inside the comment box. Yeah, so I'll be serving tomorrow. So we'll do let's see if we can get 1 more, 2 more in, and then we'll spin the pinwheel. And another place just to get like it's $10 for the raffle, and you get up to 3 entries. All right, Steve is in. Got you, Steve. Appreciate it. Steve Engel. Got you in. All right. And I like more, like, I love hoodies. I have, you've seen the hoodies that I have, but I like clearly like the thin hoodies. All right, Javion, you're in. All right. Two times. Let's see what else we got. All right. I got you in, Javion. Thanks, bro. All right, a few more minutes, and then we'll do the pinwheel. But I like the thin type hoodies, clearly. No, I'm telling you, like, I'm not gonna have something on here that I wouldn't wear. and I am the hoodie guru. And I like that Ryan Williams one that I have. And Alex got the one of, if you want to get like the Athletes Threads one, you just go to Athletes Thread and just type in your player. All right. All right, Scott, I don't think it went through. If that was the 805 trying to come through with it, Scott. I'll give you just few more minutes and then we'll do it. That's what I'm saying, Sam Anderson. Like the dry fit hoodies, they're just even in this type of weather down here, they're like I still wear them to like work out and stuff. And then somebody asked me about draft coverage tonight. I was thinking about it, but I mean, since we don't really have, we don't expect Alabama guys to like jump off that early. I don't know. I'll see it. Maybe keep your head on a swivel. I'll definitely have, some short videos if Alabama guys get drafted earlier than anticipated. But, oh, yeah, and before we spin the pinwheel real quick, Jarvis just mentioned it. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I have a men's devotional channel. It's a daily show. So I have 113,000 subscribers on Bama football, but I got 85 on my men's devotional. It's an area that I wanted to tighten up in my life. So it's a journey, mostly like short form videos. And hey, Kiltech, I think I sent a link and it looked like it was like 50 or 60. I'm going to put the link inside the comment box as well. Okay, you guys ready? All right, let's do this. This is a big one. This is the let's see. All right, make sure I got everybody up in here. And I do all the editing and stuff like that on the fly, so. All right. Okay, Scott says, oh, Scott is in too. Got you in, Scott. All right. Tied in for life. If you don't, or tied in Florida, if you don't have Venmo or Cash App, a super chat will work as well. I just posted the men's devotional. The link inside the comment box. I'll do it one more time. Okay, guys, ready? Okay, so the first pinwheel will be for a decal. All right, it will be for a sticky decal. It's actually a better decal than this. I have it downstairs. It's one that you can put on the back of your truck. It's an Alabama player, and he just basically has like his hands up, and it says Alabama. So that'll be the first decal. That will be the first pinwheel. That's just courtesy from me. I'll just send it out to you. So this is my email. So if you win the decal or you win this particular hoodie, email me as soon as possible so I can get it out to you. Okay. So first one, it's for a decal, and you'll be happy with the decal. I promise you. Okay. So here's the first decal, and we will spin it. You guys ready? I'm even nervous. I'm nervous about this is a big one. Oh, we got Todd in Florida has just joined the party. All right. Tied in Florida. Okay. Let's make sure it's all shuffled up. 1 second. I want to make sure it's shuffled properly. Yeah, that's good. All right. Yeah, and if you guys were wondering about and I said this for transparency, holy crap. All right, Kill Tag with a $200 super chat. Oh my goodness. All right. Kill Tag, email me please, bro. Kill Tag in with 200. So we're going to put Kill Tag in for 3. And let's see. And what I said earlier, in case you guys missed it, is how the raffle works in a couple different ways. So one is clearly to purchase the gear. The second way is to for some of my business costs, and then the third way is I give a portion of that to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen, which I will do tomorrow. So I will show you guys the check. I already talked to the lady, and I'll let you guys know how many meals that we came up with. So Kiltac, dude, thank you so much. That's amazing. So email me so we can talk. But you're in the raffle now, Kiltac, 100%. All right, you guys ready? Okay, so the first one is for the decal, and we will do the pinwheel right now. So I got the email in there. Email me if you win the decal or the hoodie, and we start right now. This is for the decal. Hey, that's some good karma for you, Kiltac. All right, just like that. Kiltac, you get a decal. And it's not this decal. It's like I said, it's a better decal than this. It's one that will go on like the back of your truck. It's got like an Alabama player with his hands up. All right, so good karma to you, Kiltac. Email me, and here's my email. I'll put it inside the comment box. Rose@gmail.com. Okay, you guys ready for the big one? All right, here we go. All right. Make sure everyone's lined up. Okay, you ready? Oh, man. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ah! This is for the hoodie. Oh, my goodness, man. Alex Wilder again, bro. Unbelievable. Alex Wilder, dude. Congratulations, Alex Wilder, with another hoodie, bro. I can't even believe it, dude. Alex Wilder with another hoodie. You already have my email, Alex. Holy cow, dude. You've been red hot this April, bro. Oh, my goodness. That is crazy. Special thanks to Kiltac, Case, Tide in Florida, everybody else who was in the raffle. Holy cow, Alex. Good job. Tide in Florida said rigged. Man. Alex, you need to go out to Vegas, dude, for something like this. Dude, you had too many hoodies, Alex. All right, so keep your head on the swivel. If I come on live tonight, we will, maybe do a show. If not, I'll do some videos, as stuff happens. So I appreciate you guys. Remember, tomorrow I will be at the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen, and I think I'll be able to donate even more than I was anticipating because of your guys' contributions today. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are good people. I'm trying to be a good, trying to strengthen up spiritually and also take care of the community as well. So I feel that this is a good way to bridge those gaps. Congratulations to Alex and everybody else who contributed today. And I appreciate you guys inside the comment box. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Have a beautiful day, fam. I see you guys. Keeks family. See you guys. All right, take it easy.